Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is November 20th, 2022. In this video, we'll analyze the ETF for the S&P 500, the SPY, the ETF for the NASDAQ 100, the QQQ, and the ETF for the Russell 2000 IWM for possible price action scenario for the coming week. Stay tuned. Here looking at the SPY, let's take a quick look at what it transpired last week. You see that on the PPI report, if we got a gap up and then pull back after that gap up and came down to this lower edge of this high volume zone here, and ended the week pretty much near where it started. So really didn't do too much except to just go up, down, and then sideways. So it ended up inside of the weekly expected move range. And here are the ranges for the coming week. The weekly expected move upper range will be between 404 and 403.60. And the lower range of the weekly expected move will be between 389 and 387.30. And here's the upside, possible upside scenario. Basically looking to see will the price come back up to this 398.12 and get above this 400 level here, 400.86. And if we can get up to this level, then look for a move toward the upper range of the expected move and possibly come up to this gap here inside of this small gap. And the downside scenario is pretty much the same as last week. We're essentially looking for the price to pull back into this zone here and tag this lower edge once again. And if it gets below this edge, then we look for this lower range of the expected move to get tagged and possibly come down to this high volume zone here at the lower edge of this high volume zone near 382.30. Now, if you'd like to see my trade watch plan for the next trading session, go visit my Substack page at smtraderCA.substack.com. And here's the post on what I will be watching for tomorrow, Monday, November the 21st. Looking at the QQQ here, last week we see it try to come up to get above this 290.19, but it wasn't able to get into this zone to make its move toward the upper range of last week's expected move. And on the downside, we're basically looking for this thing to come down into this zone and move down. And as you can see that it came down to this zone and popped right back up. And pretty much just like the SPY, it pretty much finished the week where it started. And here are the ranges for the coming week. The upper range would be between 293 and 291. And the lower range is between 278 and 276. So those are the ranges for the coming week from the weekly expected move. And here's the upside scenario that we'll be watching. We're basically looking to see would it get a bounce off of this 282.90. And if it get a bounce off and come back into this high volume zone, then look for a move for it to come up to this weekly expected move upper range. In the downside scenario, it's pretty much like last week. We're basically looking for the price to come into this zone here and see would it move toward the lower range of the expected move. And if it gets below this expected move lower range, then look for the possibility of getting into filling this gap here, this CPI gap. And looking at the IWM, the upper range for next week for the weekly expected move will be between 188.90 and 187.90. And the lower range is between 179.50 and 178.40. And the upside scenario we'll be watching on the IWM is to see would it be able to get above this 185.23 and get up to this zone here. And if it could get up to this zone, then look for the upper range of the expected move to get tagged. And the downside scenario is to see will price get below this 183.25. And if it does, then look for it to drift down to the lower range of the expected move. So those are the price scenario for the SPY, the QQQ, the IWM for the coming week. And if you'd like to get a more detailed look at what level I'll be watching on the SPY for tomorrow, go check out my Substack page at smtraderCA.substack.com. And be sure to smash that thumbs up to help me promote this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.